Travis, Chetney has survived probably 80 more episodes than you initially intended. So what happens if he dies of old age the episode before the finale?
That would be amazing.
What's up, ComicBook.com, BD here, back in the studio at San Diego Comic-Con to talk Critical Role with some legends here. Y'all having fun yet?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Who here has been to the most San Diego Comic-Cons of the group?
Probably Matt.
Do you know what number this is for you?
You came as a fan before?
Oh yeah, no, this would be my first year. I don't know what's happening. My first year would have been 97.
97.
So almost 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I came to Comic-Con as a fan, my first time was in 2014, and I was like, I want to go to every Comic-Con. This was so much fun because of the community, because of the experience. What do you remember about the first time you came here back in 1997?
The traffic was much better.
I believe that. I believe that.
This also before like the massive kind of like film media entertainment had taken over, and so it was still very much just comic writers, comic artists. It was much smaller, much smaller then. It's been wild to watch its growth and mutation over the years. It's a very different beast now than it once was. Each with a different vibe and feel. Like things change over time, but it was fun back then, and it's fun in a different way now.
No parties on yachts behind the convention center.
Yeah, no.
Not that I was invited to.
Yeah, the 1997 yacht parties are a little different than Comic-Con back then. You never know who you're going to see, too. Like, you could just walk. If you walk down this hallway from here to the bathroom, you might run into anyone. And I've seen, it's like, whoa, it's Patrick Stewart. You never know. Have you ever had an encounter at Comic-Con and somebody comes up and they turn out to be a fan of you, and you're like, oh, well, that's awesome. I'm a fan of you, too.
Oh. I mean, well, this is kind of, we were early into dating, and we ran into Rob Liefeld.
He was my last
remember
interview.
this?
He was just here like 5 minutes ago.
And we were like, hi, Rob Liefeld, big fan. And I think you were doing Thundercats at the time, right? And he was like, I love Thundercats. And you're like, oh, this is wild.
That's
so yeah,
cool.
that was,
Weirdly, he has normal teeth.
Right.
Yeah, normal teeth.
He has,
Average pockets. Has
Yeah.
feet.
has feet.
one belt.
Good feet.
There was one
Robin
time, this
feet.
isn't the answer you're looking for, but one time we were at a cafe here, and Laura and I saw George R.R. Martin nearby.
Oh my
and we went over and we're like,
gosh.
hi, George R.R. Martin.
I've never geeked out for
we like
anybody
your
as hard
books.
as I geeked out for him.
on
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, my pulse was racing. Yeah. So
was at the
he
table
didn't
with
know
the
who
group of
we
people,
were, but I was a big fan of his.
That's cool. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I remember I saw the Critical Role figures that Sideshow did like right when they were releasing them, and I thought that was awesome. What is it like for you guys to see how big this whole thing has become, and moments like that where people can literally take those things that are like the highest quality ever into their homes, and they're not even like they're spending big money on those too.
yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of like Comic-Con stories, like I remember coming to Comic-Con early. I think my first Comic-Con must have been like 2008, and you would always make a point to go to the Sideshow booth because it was like a little mini
Always
museum.
go to the Sideshow booth.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I gotta go see this, and then I would just look at the glass and be like, maybe one day I'll be able to afford this.
It's like looking in a mirror right now.
Yeah. And then so like the full circle of now having our figures at Sideshow, it's wild.
Yeah, when
it's
we
wild.
went to the Sideshow studios and got to like see the figures as they were being sculpted and made. Oh my gosh.
I think a lot of us cried.
Yeah.
Because it was just such a full circle of being a fan of Sideshow and then just seeing characters that not only that we voiced, but we created these. It wasn't just like a character that we're playing that someone else has created. It was so surreal and just, that was a really cool moment.
Yeah, going there was like going to the Wonka factory.
Yes.
Just seeing
And it's
magic
so
get
cool
made.
there.
And then even just going to the website, and we're still big nerds and fans of other people's stories and shows and things, and I have things in my house. I'm a huge Hellboy fan, if you're the last person to hear that. But when you go to their website and they list, and it goes like Star Wars, Marvel, Critical Role, which makes no sense.
I've heard how well they sell for like they're very popular at Sideshow.
they're beautiful stands.
Yeah, they're really cool. Okay, I do want to say I do need Critical Role Fortnite skins. Dragons because the character designs are awesome.
I
Where are those
mean-
at? Can we make that happen? Epic. Where you at? But I'm gonna be completely honest. Dungeons and Dragons is something that I recognize when you understand Dungeons and Dragons, you really do. And when you don't, it's like it can be a foreign language, and it's something that intimidates me. And I've tried to really understand it and get into it, and it's not something I've mastered yet. No pun intended. So these next questions, they're coming from producer Pete, who runs our character sheet channel, and he was helping me out because I was trying to do my research, and I was like, I want to make sure we get this right because you guys are awesome. We want to make sure we ask you guys the best questions, and these I'm just going to read them straight as he sent them.
Great.
Laura, have you ever counted your dice collection, and do you think it has reached 5 digits at this point?
Producer Pete, too small. Too small of a
Yeah.
number.
There's so many.
Probably.
There's so many. I don't think I've beaten Will Wheaton, though, because I went to his house and he literally had barrels, just barrels and barrels of dice. But he has the worst dice luck. So then I'm like, well, is it bad? Should I stop collecting them? Maybe I'm giving myself
Yes,
bad
you should.
dice luck. They get jealous, you know what I mean? But no, there's a lot. In every single drawer in our house, there's dice. to be
That's the
found.
thing. She's
Every
not
purse.
joking. There are kitchen drawers. There are bedroom drawers. You can pull it out.
Every
It's
surface
all over
of
the
the house.
place.
I-
I
dice.
lost one of my D20s,
Oh yeah. This
and
is
months
crazy.
later, it was in the lining of her jacket.
I didn't steal it.
No,
Look.
she didn't. She didn't. It like rolled off and
I
went
wish you weren't a
into
liar.
nothing. We didn't know where it went, and then
I
months
put my
later,
coat on and I was like,
the dice
it wanted
just
to
go
find
to
its
her.
way home.
It did.
This is gonna be like your Grey Goo
Mother.
like apocalypse though. Like you're gonna wake up one day and you're just gonna be like covered in dice and like grasping for air.
I'm gonna have that nightmare.
Yeah.
Weirdest Tales from the Crypt episode.
D4s.
Where's it here?
There should be a billboard on the 101 with your face and just an LED readout number going.
All right, this one's to Liam from producer Pete. Is Vision of Judgment an emo band or a Lord Byron poem?
Oh, geez. Vision of Judgment. This is a continuation of a game we played before. Vision of Judgment, emo band, or Byron poem. Shit, I guessed wrong in like 90% of the time. Emo band.
He says the answer is Byron poem. I mean, it was literally a 50-50, and you did your best. Travis, Chetney has survived probably 80 more episodes than you initially intended. So what happens if he dies of old age the episode before the finale?
That would be amazing. I can think of no better culmination.
I wanted to happen so bad.
Such a jackass character.
happen so bad.
Oh my God. I promise to make that death as long, drawn out, and awkward as possible. I will haunt all of you through the session. It would be epic. I got to
would
buy loaded
basically-
dice before that.
Have you guys seen Little Miss Sunshine?
Oh yes.
When the grandpa dies,
just keep him with
and we
us?
just gotta be like, we gotta get to the end though.
You
We
just
have to
weekend
end
at
the
Bernie's
show.
Chetney through the
We're
whole
gonna
thing.
do it.
100%.
Yeah.
Someone with some control over necromantic power.
100%. Make me a backpack. I'm ready.
That's true. That's true. There are options if that happens.
Options.
All right, we got to get some Vox Machina questions in. Every season of Vox Machina has changed a few elements from the actual play campaigns to keep fans on their toes without getting into spoilers. Will there be some new material in here that surpasses even longtime critters?
Yeah, Percy and Vax get together.
We've been waiting.
I can't tell if you're
The old
serious.
switcheroo.
No one will notice the difference.
Oh yeah, part of the joys of doing these adaptations is the opportunity for us to look back and be like, how can we plus this? What are the things that were like, oh, it would have been cool if this, we had the opportunity to do this, or this character was around for the scene when they weren't in the actual play. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities for us to kind of make the best version of these stories through adaptation that we've been excited to see. So yeah, there'll be plenty of cool little things and surprises for those who have even been with us since the beginning.
Awesome. And selfishly, I have to ask a Last of Us question because I love that game and that franchise. Knowing that Pedro and Bella are about to have to go film some tough stuff given the events of Last
What
of
do
Us.
you mean?
I mean, listen, if you live under Patrick Starr's rock, you might not know. But if you were talking to Pedro and everybody over there and giving them some advice on how to navigate such the hardest story point I've ever experienced in a game, maybe since Dom died in Gears of War. Wait, and if you didn't know that one, it's been like 25 years. Like, what? he's back now. But hey, what would you say to them to be like, hey, here's how you get through it?
Just
Booze.
just don't rush it.
Wow.
So Kev.
Wow.
No.
Say a wood or an iron?
Maybe he'll be in.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Maybe he'll be in
know.
4 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to.
I don't know. I feel like advice is hard to give for something like that because
Of course.
I'm curious. I feel like I could be wrong, and we'll see what happens. But I feel like the audience might react differently. I don't know. I feel like with the game, it was such a different.
It was a different time.
It was a different
too.
time. I feel like people may react differently. I don't know, or just don't read stuff.
That's true.
Don't
That's
look
true.
at
Don't
the
read it.
comments.
Stop reading.
Don't read it so you
That's
don't
the
get
advice.
depressed,
Oh,
and then
the
just
internet.
carry on with your life.
How it brings us together and makes us hate ourselves.
Yeah, it makes us feel so good about ourselves.
Oh my God. Well, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being so much fun
Thank
in
you
here.
so much.
Enjoy the rest of your
Thank
Comic Con
you.
and stay on Comic Book for more from San Diego. We'll see you there.
Yay!
I have to squeeze this. I have to squeeze this.